What is up, guys? Mr. Rager here. Today I want to talk to you about finding the traitor in trouble in terrorist town almost every time without them committing traitorous acts. The first method is watching how people react when the round first starts. In high-tense servers, people will always be like just eyeing the shit out of each other, just trying to make sure they don't get killed by another traitor. Or get knifed in the back. Traitors have a tendency to usually act differently around innocents and their fellow traitors, and you will use this tendency to your advantage. When the round first starts, find someone that seems to be like distancing himself from the group and act nonchalant at first and see what they're up to. Don't let them think that you're following them right away. If they seem to be going away from the group, that's like your very first sign that they may be a traitor, but that's still not enough to kill them, obviously. If you've picked up on this first sign, just walk straight at him and let him notice you. If he glances at you, that means he's probably a traitor because he knows you're an innocent. An innocent would not know that you're an innocent, and they would just keep an eye out on you at all times, making sure you're not going to shoot them in the back. Now, I know these signs aren't exactly a good enough reason to KOS this guy, even though I may have done it a few times and probably been banned for quote-unquote ghosting, even though I was using my brain to just find the tendencies of people and know when they act suspicious just by the way they walk. But anyways, that's not the point. Even though these are really good signs, you may still need further proof to kill this guy and not kill a fellow innocent and get banned for ghosting or RDMing, whichever. If he's a traitor, you're probably going to get banned for ghosting. If he's an innocent, you're going to get banned for RDMing. So I probably wouldn't kill this guy just yet. So you need to look for a few more signs before you kill this guy. And remember, guys, everyone thinks you're a traitor. Just remember that. Everyone thinks you're a traitor. If you see someone acting differently, unless you're proven, that probably means that that guy's a traitor if he's not treating you like a traitor. Because he's the only one that knows you're an innocent. The second and maybe the most important method is to learn people's playstyle. I know it sounds like a big deal and hard to memorize, but especially with servers that where you are allowed to have custom hats and custom models, custom trails, it is actually very easy to remember what people usually do while they act innocent. When you're innocent, just play dumb for a couple of rounds so you can learn people's innocent playstyle and maybe hinder other people's perspective on your true playstyle. Just learn anything you can about any person, like who likes to stay in big groups and you know, just keep an eye on everybody, who likes to mess around with props, who likes to throw grenades around, who likes to go off on their own usually as an innocent, who what guns people like to use in large groups. Who likes to play the unofficial detective, like they're trying to figure out who the traitors are, even though they're not a detective, they're just trying to figure it out on their own by interrogating people, so to speak. Find out who likes to call KOS on people who have supposedly committed traitorous acts. If that person actually calls out people and they're actually a traitor, then that means, you know, they're innocent for that round, obviously, but you also will know when they might be a traitor if they're just like yelling stuff out. If someone usually doesn't call KOSs and they're just like naming random names, that probably gives you a good sign that they're a traitor, just because they're trying to get other innocents killed so they don't have to do the dirty work. They just get the innocents to do their dirty work for them. Learning anything and everything about every person will give you an extra edge to killing them when they become a traitor themselves. Another method to find a traitor before they've committed a traitorous act is a technique that can only be used in rare scenarios, when there are only a few people left and the traitor tries to play the unofficial detective, as I like to call it. He will try to find out how many people is alive, and just before killing everyone, he may give himself away by his tab menu. If you don't know how the tab menu works, as a traitor, you see dead, and then in a sense see like dead too, but the traitors see actual dead, and the innocent see confirmed dead. If somebody is actually dead but not confirmed, on the traitor tab they will say missing in action instead of dead, so the traitors knows who's actually alive and who isn't. And sometimes a traitor will slip up when he's trying to play detective and be like, say there's on an innocent screen, say there's everybody's dead except for 6 people, but actually those 6 people, 2 of those are actually dead bodies that have not been confirmed yet and are not showing on the innocent screen as dead yet. The traitor might who's playing detective might slip up and say, okay, there are only 4 guys left, when the other 2 are actually dead, just missing in action. Just some traitors don't know how that feature works, and you'd be surprised how many times they slip up and say something like that. Alright, a fourth method to be sure whether or not someone you may have thought is a traitor is to just play mind tricks on them. Like, say you have a couple signs from the first method that this guy might be a traitor, and he's been doing some other suspicious things, such as just coming out of nowhere, like just coming up to groups and leaving them, just, you know, the normal suspicious stuff. You can play mind tricks on them. This only works if they really have a mic, because I mean, anybody can type it backwards, I guess. But what you need to do is ask them how to spell innocent backwards. Because if you're an innocent, the word innocent is already on your screen, and anyone with eyes can just read it backwards, hopefully. If he's unable to do this, or he does it improperly, that's probably a good sign to kill him, but I guess it really depends on your server if that's considered an RDM. But that's one way to find another sign that he may or may not be a traitor. But that method is getting a little bit too popular, and I've seen people actually memorizing how to do that backwards, so when they're asked the question they can say it immediately and lower suspicion on themselves. Another unpopular way of playing a mind trick on a traitor is ask them how many people are alive. Just like the method before, a lot of people do not know how the tab feature works, or they'll just forget to count the missing in action. Say in the same scenario, 6 people are on an innocent screen, say alive, but 2 of those people are actually dead bodies on the ground that have not been identified yet. On a traitor's screen, it would say 4 alive, 2 missing in action, and everybody else would just be dead, obviously. But if you asked the traitor, you'd be surprised how many would say 4 people instead of counting the missing in action, which is obviously a traitor if he says 4 when on an innocent screen it would say 6, or just any other. That's just the scenario, but that's one method of playing a mind trick on them. Okay, the 5th and final method is similar to the first method and is actually very easy to pick up on. And I really never see anyone doing it. The easiest way to explain this is in a scenario where there are 6 people in like a gunpoint holdout where they're just eyeing each other, just like glancing at each other with their guns, just keeping an eye out on each other because they're all trying to act innocent, or they are innocent, and they don't want to be shot, obviously. In this scenario, I can almost always pick up, if there's 2 traitors in the room or more, I can almost always pick up who they are just because of the way they act. And the way you do this is the traitors are probably usually going to be near each other. Say it's a perfect circle. They're going to, well, that's obviously not going to be realistic, but they're always going to be, probably always going to be near each other, and just they'll want to act innocent, so they'll be eyeing all the other innocents probably and not each other, and that's the most dead giveaway I've ever seen. Like you'll see one traitor like freaking out, like trying to act innocent, looking at every other innocent but not his traitor buddy, and you'll usually see his traitor buddy doing the same exact thing. So it's actually a dead giveaway of finding a traitor without them committing traitorous acts.
This